Jail tattoos.
Jail tattoos.
What's up, guys? I'm here in full librarian garb, so I'm going to let these two guys, because they look scummy enough for our regular YouTube channel, take it away of what you're going to see in the video this time around. This is number 14. 14.
All right, so we're basically, most of this video is going to be French bikes, because that's apparently what we do now.
Peugeot.
Yeah, Andy's Peugeot, and then the raffle bike that we're giving away is a Moby 87, and we're going to be tossing the hog around a little bit, hopefully, in this video. I really hope so.
It's much harder than I anticipated.
Yeah, it's firm. It'll kill you.
Like this one. That one's
I can like feel the childhood traumas of memories.
There might be some Tomos and some Pook stuff going on. We'll see. Mostly French, like I said. And then we got prison tats now, so.
And we will be hosting.
Is that the right shoulder?
Yeah. It's your left shoulder, but it's
We
the
will be
correct shoulder.
hosting Moped when?
We'll be going there. Well, it's not going to matter too much for this moment, but we'll be going to Moped in a week.
Oh, so you sorry, we're going.
Maybe we can talk about trailer prep.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good idea. I got to load the trailer today.
Shot talk kind of question there from my brain.
Yeah. We could absolutely talk about how to load a trailer with mopeds, since we're going to be loading a trailer with mopeds today.
Yeah, we can do that. So we'll see. Welcome to episode 14 of whatever the fuck this is.
Zeros, what's up at the shop?
You fucking cunts.
Thank you for watching.
Cocks.
Yeah. We have all the offensive C words here.
You might be able to watch us go to get on a plane to go to Boston.
So Meg, Andy, me and Jared were thinking about making this raffle.
Maybe.
Okay, so, last video, there was only a Tomos. Done a bunch of mopeds. We had a really long shot talk because there's a pretty good gap in between episodes because I wasn't filming too much, so I'm going to try and make a better effort to film. In that time, this is one of the bikes that I built. This is a Peugeot 103. This has got a pretty basic setup on it. This is a set of Technic cases, Artec crank, lay party CDI with the adapter, the Motor came lay party CDI with the adapter to fit on Peugeot. This is a large taper crank. This is a Polini Top 1 or Country. I think it's Country. If they call it Country on these, I think it's a Top 1 when it's on Vespas. Reno has one on his shop. Yep. And then I have a 15 Shaw back here. I bought a single pedal Molosi reed block for it. Carbon fiber, but it was a little too big. I had to shave the cases down real good to get it to open properly. And I was still having issues with it. It just didn't fit these cases well. So these are Technics, they're not NOS or anything. So I switched over to a carbon fiber 2-pedal off of a 70cc Tomos aerosol, so that's on there, 15 shot, Polini intake. Now to this top end, this is a Technics high comp 50cc decomp head. This is currently a 50cc Gila cylinder. When I initially built the bike, I used aerosol, just a 50 aerosol. This is a nice little kit from Treats. It's like a really good deal. It comes with cases, crank, kit, head, and all the bearings and seals. So I initially used this kit. I left all the porting pretty stock except for the third transfer. The third transfer on the cases were pretty large, so I matched the third transfer to the cases, and I ported the exhaust a little bit. Maybe I'll post up some pictures. There's nothing too serious in here. I just kind of open it up. With this kit on here, I was doing 45. I had pretty good speed. I was having little issues with my heating, but I was getting around to tuning that when I dropped my exhaust off this bike. The rear mount, which was stock at the time, broke, and then I was running the springs that came with the pipe, which were pretty weak. These are springs from a Doppler exhaust. They're shorter and a lot tougher. Dropped the exhaust, ran it over. So, picked up off the side of the road, made a new bracket so that wouldn't happen again, but in the process I stripped out the exhaust on this, so I swapped over to the Gila kit. Now, there is a part that can solve that problem. These are 20 bucks from Molosi. Bolts on, boom, gives you another flange. That's that little thing the fly here was, just to keep the airflow even. But I figured, fuck it, this is a chance to run a better kit once I had the bike tuned. So like I said, I slapped this Gila on. As you're gonna see a little bit later, the Gila had some spacing issues, so I had to cut 2 base gaskets to get the port timing proper. But it's not, the port timing's right now. No head gasket, high comp head, port timing's fine. But the kit's a little underwhelming, probably doing like 38 now, and it just doesn't feel like it really has as much oomph as the aerosol. But the internal porting is better, the exhaust port's better, yada yada. So the real difference is that the transfers are substantially smaller. Being I'm new to Peugeots, it's probably my teeth with this kit, I just slapped it on. So today I'm going to take it off, and so I'm going to walk you guys through, is we are going to take the base gasket from the aerosol here, we're going to paint that onto the Gila cylinder, and I'm going to port the Gila cylinder to match the ports on the aerosol, because I do feel that's part of my issue, is this kit, or the cases are matched to the aerosol kit, where this Gila kit has much smaller transfers. So I'm going to blast those out so they're a little bit bigger. While I'm doing that, I think I'm also going to be a little bit more exact with the port timing. Right now I've got 2 thick base gaskets. Just got my own blue shift model zone. This stuff's pretty thick, it's probably 1 millimeter. I've got 2 of these stacked. Of course they compress when you put the cylinder on. But when I initially ran it with the head gasket, the compression was a little bit low, so I ditched the head gasket, and it kind of brought things back up to speed. It made the bike torquey again, it felt pretty good, my temps are perfect. But I still felt like I was missing a little bit, so I'm going to take this off, port the cylinder, and really dial in that port timing. See what we can get with proper swoosh today. So that's what we're going to be walking through here. Basically how to port this. Well, it's not even really porting. It's more like just, I'm going to copy the aerosols, transfers onto the Gila. See how it does. Or maybe the aerosol just wind up being better and you could spend $70 and get an aerosol kit and it'll just be good. Or you can spend $150 with the Gila and it'll be mediocre. But by the end of this, we will have an answer to that. So. All right, guys. So got the top end off. This is the aerosol transfers. As you can see, they're quite large. Thanks, Reno. These are the Gila transfers. I took the base gasket from the aerosol and slapped it on here. And then an area in black is what I'm going to be cutting out with the Dremel. As you can see, when you take off the couple of millimeters on either side, and the height of the third transfer is almost twice as big on the aerosol. The transfers are much larger on the side. As far as internal porting, the Gila has a slightly smaller exhaust port, but it does have, these right here are aux ports to go into the exhaust, so it doesn't need to have the huge hawking exhaust that tends to actually catch rings, so that's good. But then the side transfers are a little bit smaller internally here. Yeah, it's got these that go into the case. I don't know. We'll see what this thing does once I take a Dremel to it. So far I'm generally underwhelmed. If you look at the aerosol here, now I did port this slightly. I really didn't have to bring it out. I didn't have to bring it out on the sides at all, actually. I only had to raise the top up just a smidgen to meet the same size as the cases. This has, a bridge, massive transfers on the side here. 2 big ports on the inside. It has a larger exhaust port, as you can see there. But when it doesn't have those extra boost ports for the exhaust, or aux ports, so the exhaust actually does wind up being smaller on this. The transfers inside are slightly larger and bridged on the aerosol. And then the third transfer coming in is much larger inside the bore than the Gila, but it doesn't have those, again, auxiliary ports. So I don't know. So this did 45. It was real comfy at 45, but it was getting fucking hot. I was having some real heating issues with this kit. So we're gonna see which one does better here. Sure. Okay. So Reno brought a tool from his shop. Maybe I might be able to polish up this top part a little bit more now I'm looking at it really. But bam, that has the same porting as an aerosol now. Much bigger, much bigger. It'll fit the case better. I'm hoping that gets a little more air flowing through there. The other difference as I was playing with these, the rings on the Gila are dual rings where the aerosol is a single ring piston. So this probably is going to be a little bit slower but more torquey. So I might want to just accept that. Oh, what the? Man, these aerosol gaskets fucking suck. Whatever. See, the top transfer is perfect. Once that's straight. This transfer is perfect, but this gasket is bigger than on this side than it is on this side. So I matched this side to this gasket because the kit both matches this on the aerosol. This has overhang on the aerosol as well. So if it looks a little funky when you're looking at it, that's why. So I matched those way down. I cut the skirt a little, or not the skirt, but the this part I tried to sharpen it up. So I'm gonna cut a fresh base gasket for this. I'm gonna do one of the blue gaskets as opposed to stacking them, and try and put a head gasket back on. So we'll see how it does. Okay, Gila's back on the bike. I'm running single base gasket. I have a head gasket on now, unlike last time. Pellet compression. Maybe that'll help. This is not hitting the head, so that's a good thing. So I think I'm jetted. I've got a 82 in this carburetor, no screen. I'm gonna take it down the street and see what it does. I'm hoping for 45. Okay, just got back. So I got 43. I feel like I might be able to eke another mile out of it. It's really windy, and I about ran into the back of 3 cars. It's a little busy today. I got 43. I was also out riding with Reno. Reno was riding his Vespa, which is a single-speed chow, new bearings and seals, kinetic cases, 1212 Shaw, Olympia kit, and an Olympia cylinder. So it's 64cc, single-speed, rebuilt-ish Vespa with the same pipe. I was out accelerating him, a little bit more top end, but he's single-speed unvariated. So tough call in this one. Out of the box, aerosol is a much better cylinder. I touched that third transfer just to match it to the cases I had. You're talking maybe a 0.5 millimeter on either side. I didn't raise it at all. I played with the exhaust, but that was again pretty, touched it. I didn't go nuts. The Gila out of the box, no good. The gaskets that come with it are for a Honda Walroo, which I know that these kits will fit on the Honda Walroo, but the gaskets in the box were for a Gila kit that was probably intended for that. So you got to cut your own gaskets. You got to cut your gaskets to get your port timing proper, because the port timing with this provided gaskets, you're going to hit the head. So the aerosol gasket, good to go. Oil it up, slap it on. Head gasket, trash. So you got to reuse the stock with the aerosol. You don't got to do that with this. Even though you have to do the same with this. I'm actually running the stock head gasket because they're brass. So I just clean it up around again. This one was brass. Pretty much that was stock. This bike came from Goshen, and Devin from MLM used to use this to mock things up a long time ago. And he definitely had some mods on the variator before I got my hands on it. And I finished modding the variator actually. But 43 and more torque. The dual ring piston definitely gave me more torque. The aerosol would get moving pretty good off the line, then it would lay pretty flat in the mids. You kind of wait, and then it would really scream on the top end. You definitely got a little bit more speed out of it. So that one did 45. I didn't finish tuning it completely because I destroyed the exhaust port. So stock gearing, modified stock clutch, stock variator. I'm running 2 M6 nuts on each little wing. Everything else is removed. 2 star springs. 43 with some pretty good torque. I mean, I'm a big guy too. You got to remember, I'm 200 pounds. Who knows, we put Jared and Casey on this thing and let a 120-pound guy really rev this out. They'll probably get close to 50 on a 50 kit. You know, being heavier, you're still going to usually get the top speed, same top speeds on like 70 kits, because Ken Roth would always say RPMs are RPMs. He's probably right on that one, but on a 50 kit, I can hold it back. There's a reason they put small dudes on horses. So, if I had to do this again, I would not run a 50 kit because I'm fat. I would just run a 70 kit. However, if I had to choose between the two, I would take the aerosol. Treats has that package for $250. You get stuff, full circle crank. You get the cases, everything you need to assemble them, high comp head, and the aerosol kit. I got it with the Artec crank because they're out of the other crank. I don't know if there's any difference between the two cranks that come. That aerosol kit, I case matched, I bolted it on, I did 45, it felt good. The Gila kit, I had to port, I had to fix the port timing, I had to play with the squish, and I wanted to be torqueier but slow. It was a tough call. Day-to-day riding around like a downtown area, which is what I'll be riding since I'll be riding this to work. I'll probably take the Gila there. Pretty much any other circumstance, man. If you're trying to scream out in the country, if you're going racing or something, I take that aerosol. I throw a bigger gear on it like I do with motivacanes, make that thing rev the fuck out, maybe take that 45 down to like 35 and do wheelies. Or gear the other way and do 50 out in the country, just scream. So yeah, that's my review. Or that's this bike, whatever. I don't know what to review, whatever. On to the next one. What's up, guys? So we already kind of started this, but I want to do a couple intermittent videos. One of our prospects, as you saw in the last video, was in an accident, so I'm quickly slapping together a raffle bike for him. So I went to the handy dandy shelf, and upon said shelf, here's I'll pull that frame over. The blue frame. The Moby frame. I found a AV7 that appears to have good compression. Jared just removed the Moby ignition. The rest of it. So we're just going to be building a stock AV7 today. Alexis is cutting the gasket right now. It has a 1412 on here. Alexis already cut a gasket for me. It's going to have a 1412. I don't know what horsepower this cylinder is. 100. Doesn't appear to be a single cylinder. There's some numbers on the side of it. I'm going to slap a late party on here. Hopefully we'll have this thing running in about an hour. Okay. There's the frame. We'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so welcome back. Jared has got bars on the bike. He stole some controls from the Tomos. His Tomos actually. So we got a throttle. We have this old AV10 right now. Took the late party off that. I've got this set to 1.8 millimeters for top dead center. This is an NOS 3-ball variator. This is one of James's bikes. I gave him a new one, so that's on here now. Stock pipe, still know what the cylinder is. As you saw earlier, Alexis cut the gasket. This motor's ready to be slapped on the bike. So we're going to put it on, do the wiring, and hopefully in about 20 minutes this bike will start. Real quick. Alright, bike's done. You can barely see it in this photo, but you'll see it in the next shot. Don't know what mile per hour cylinder that is. It's got a 1412 on it, late party, stock pipe. It's got spark. I had to cut the pedal chain off because it was so rusted. It was seized. What? Oh, the funnel. What's the funnel?
Yeah.
There's no pet cut.
Oh.
So I'm gonna put gas in the funnel.
Okay.
Yeah, this is to see, how
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, there's no pet cut. Not yet.
New technology, no
So I'm going to bring the camera out and see if it starts up. I'm going to have to push start it because there's no pedal chain. Also, as you can see on this side there is a pedal, but on the other side there's not. So I could pedal anyway. Also there's no decon, but we're just going to hope it has low enough compression. Not low enough, just not a lot of compression. And it should be able to take over without any decon. Well, I'm going to go give it a try. Okay. There's no petcock. Kind of a front brake. But this is our temporary gas situation. So this is sort of cheating because I already started the bike. But here's the first start. So the smallest jet I could find without digging through all of our 50s was a 64. This is, like I said before, I didn't know what cylinder it was. I've now determined it's either a 25 or a 30 because it runs decent at wide open. It's rich as hell. Just getting the gas in the shower right now so I don't get too splattered.
Yeah, but it gets like out of your face.
A little overflow. It's hard to tell, you know, when it's full in a big gas tank. So, you know, I quickly rigged up a decomp to need it. So here we go.
Hey Andy, I'm madly in love with you, bro. Nothing but that good dick.
Alright, so as you can hear, it's idling pretty nice. It's died right there. It's running alright, but it's super rich. So, cool. What did that take us? 2 hours?
Yeah, about 2.5 hours.
Parts all over the shop and a frame on the shelf.
From a frame and nothing to a bike that
Yeah,
runs.
to a running bike. So, from here, I'm going to tune the carburetor, get a rear brake, and a pedal would be cool. Also maybe a pedal chain so someone can like kickstart it. And I think I'll attach the pipe. But that's cool. I mean, I was probably doing like 20.
It's not bad.
You know, considering it's 4-stroking like a bitch.
Considering how many things beset you, that's pretty good.
Yeah, everyone pitched in. We got a bike running, so pretty cool. What's up? So, we are back here with the raffle bike. Last time you guys saw this, Reno and I were out front. We just got it running. Reno, I can see your testicles. Just wanted to make sure that was in there.
Next time you see this bike, it will be owned by someone besides us.
Yeah, so we got this thing running really well. We put a 70cc kit on it because it was having some stupid issues. Megan rejetted it. What'd you put in here, Meg?
73.
73. This is a 70 aerosol with a 1412. We're just fixing up the wirings. We're having a little bit of gremlins in it. So it is Wednesday. The raffle's next Tuesday. We're going to be out of town this weekend, so we kind of need to finish this up today. No, we can't because we're waiting on one little part. It's just a long enough rear brake cable, which will be here on Friday. So as soon as Jared's done wiring this up, we'll fire it up and see if the lights work. This is just test the headlight. Ghost in the machine. The light comes on when it starts to arc. Where's it arcing? Right there, as part of the head. Yep, okay. This makes sense now. This is not grounding. So we need to make a new ground.
Well, I guess we'll put the other one back in.
Yeah, let's scrape this up real good and put it right here.
Alright. We're gonna have to.
We're gonna have to hide some fucking wires, but this should work.
That is so weird.
I don't know. I can't tell you why. I've wired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 12 of these. I've never had to do it like this. I don't understand that. So what we wound up doing, this ground didn't work. This ground didn't work. This ground didn't work. There's all one bike. It doesn't make any sense.
It's all touching the ground.
So, but anytime I touch the head, the ground works. So I just ran another, so there's 5 grounds right now. They're all connected, but only one of them does anything. For the lights, which is funny because this ground powers them, like it works for the coil is grounded off it, the CDI box is grounded off it. So clearly that ground is fine. When we moved it over here, that ground also powered the CDI, or well, grounded the CDI box and grounded the ignition coil. Worked fine, but it wouldn't work for the fucking lights.
Andy's frustrated.
I am lay frustrated. I am Maginot Line angry.
Hey, we can start a fight club. That shit fucking helps.
So, this bike's ready to be given away, and you'll see that in this video. This is going to be benefiting our prospect Travis. So,
Well,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah, brother.
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan, my dark lord master!
Alright, so we're going to teach you guys how to properly load a moped trailer, because we see people at rallies coming to trailers, fucking walking all over the road, being terrifying, all sorts of stuff. So today, we're going to show you how to strap down mopeds properly. Step 1, find the axle of the trailer. This sounds silly. This is the axle. This is the center point. If you put more weight behind the axle than in front of it, the trailer is going to walk. That means move sideways. Even if you have more weight up here, but you put a large object all the way back here, this is a fulcrum, so it'll walk. You want all the weight in front of, or as close to, on top of, whatever, in front of the axle. That's people's first mistake. So, we're going to load this bike up today with 5 bikes. Trailer. We're going to load this trailer up with 5 bikes today. Normally, we put them the long ways, but this is our large group trailer, which we're taking to Moped, so that they can use it for chase. So, we're going to load up 5 bikes, and this trailer is designed to have them go either way.
This is trailer tech right here. So like we try and go like high bars, low bars, high bars, low bars.
Mm-hmm.
So high bars next to the wall usually.
Yeah, give me high bar.
These are very high.
Give me that target.
We got the ranch though, trailer ranch, very important for trailer safety. Always have a covered ranch.
That covered ranch has seen more states than most people have in their entire lives.
It's been through a lot.
So high bars, low bars. As you can see, we're starting with high bars.
Moby next.
Sure.
Yeah.
And as you can see, when we load them, we are putting them with the stand down without a changing.
So basically, just put them on bars. We got hooks. If you can see all these eye hooks around, they're around. And those are pretty nice to have.
That you guys added.
We did add those.
Make sure your strap is hooked to them before tightening.
Yeah, we want to do that. So,
It might be hard for you to see, but you always want the straps to go out at angles, so the bike can't kind of pull. If you go straight, the bike will tend to tip over. So we have these setups. Putting your bike on this trailer. Our old trailer, so many people broke down with the M20, we got 24 bikes on it.
Yeah.
That was smaller than this. We were throwing
Yeah, I
bikes
was
on
gonna
top.
say, it
we
was
got
like
mad
stacking
because the
them.
paint got scratched.
Yes, but my paint got scratched. But your bike shouldn't have broke down. The paint wouldn't have got scratched if you didn't wind up on the fucking trailer.
Could have walked.
It's not my fault you're
Yeah,
here.
you're walking.
My bike wasn't on there. So we're getting to that point now where bikes are going to start being behind the axle.
No, no.
So you're going to notice we're going to limit this to try and keep all the weight up. Now, there's a limited space between the 2 wheel covers here, so people would be tempted to put the weight behind it. But again, that's going to fuck you up when you're driving, so you don't want to do that. So, pile that trash now.
Hell yeah. Need a strap for it.
Really?
Yep. Weight behind the axle. Even a couple pounds is the difference between a trailer trailing straight and it kicking out and being terrifying and killing everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's incredible.
You want this straight to here?
Yeah, go to the eyeball there. Sarah and I recently went on a trip with our motorcycles, So we had 2 big bikes on here. I had a GT650, and Sarah had her CB125 on here. And we had 2 dog cages and the 5-gallon gas tank, and that was enough to unstable the back of the trailer. We actually had to pull
What's
over.
the long dad?
Yeah, it's amazing. A little bit of difference. All right, last bike. Now, this bike is going to wind up being slightly behind the axle, but we're going to get as close to it to the point as we can. Oh, that's another good tip. This light, this trailer has lights, but we always carry an extra set of Harbor Freight lights with us just in case something happens.
Or you can just kick it.
Yeah, Matt breaks them every year.
Matt Bryan breaks trailer lights. Keep that in mind.
Drop kicks them.
Yeah. That'll cause the bikes to fall. All sorts of problems. So that's probably where we're going to stop for now. As you can see, the back of these bikes are not strapped down. We're going to go through and strap these all down, but the important part is done. Jared, on every bike, you can see the angles. They're not straight, they're splayed out. It's like that on every single one of the bikes. That prevents the bike from tipping sideways. You're going to want to go back and put a strap on the back end of every bike. If you don't,
Go all around, yeah.
yeah, you'll break pipes that way, all sorts of fun that you don't want to have. So that's it. That's how you load a trailer with the zeros.
Also, check every time you stop for gas, or like check your rearview mirror, like see if anything's walking around. If it is, just stop and fix it.
Tighten it. Don't wait for it to fail.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it. That's how you load a trailer. It sounds stupid. This might have seemed boring, but dude, when you're going to a rally and you see people fucking hauling past you at 80 and their trailer's just walking all over the fucking road, they are minutes away from disaster. Jared and I spun out on the expressway once. Not our fault. But the trailer was well balanced, so it didn't flip. But we spun around enough where it hit both sides of the van. Can't hit it that way, actually. But the trailer, if it was loaded in properly behind the axle, it would have rolled over. So this is how you stay safe, even in accident.
How you don't die in the middle.
Yeah, it's helpful. All right, cool.
It's all with the zeros.
Let's get these things locked down.
Alright, so we will be porting the exhaust on this Stocko Shocko cylinder for my Hobbit that we just got running this week / today. Basically, we've got these cool bits that Reno, he didn't steal them from work, but acquired them through legal means. These are for building tools that work on airplanes, and these are the ones that they rejected because they're not perfect enough, but that's good enough for mopeds. And this is like a pretty dope bit, and they fit right in Dremels. So we're going to see how it tears through this cast iron. We're just going to open up, because this is, we're going to open up the exhaust port because this is for a PA51, and we're putting a treats pipe on my PA52, so it needs to be bigger.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. Like, this is a nice kit. Like, people knock these. They're cheap, but they're full cast iron. They're like 60 cc's. They have a third transfer, so they're better than the Altiza. But for some reason, they make the exhaust port the same size as the PA51. And internally, they've got, yeah, you can see it well. They've got a big, it's got a big port in there. So we just put a gasket on here. We just put a crush gasket on, and you can tell the difference between the black of the hole and the black of the Sharpie. So that when we crush the gasket down, it's not gonna like overhang. So we're just gonna port it. We're gonna make it bigger so it flows some more air.
So open her up. Also, don't mind my disgusting nasal voice. I have like a sinus infection or some shit, so
You dying?
yeah, basically dead. So Naturdays, they didn't have natty seltzers, so disappointing.
We'll live somehow. So we're gonna tear into this one. Not starting to get hot.
Gotta lube her up.
Almost out of Cody's magic liquid.
Cody's magic juice.
Cody's magic juice. I like that better.
Now we're definitely out.
Well, it's like just monkey lube.
It's gonna just slang that shit everywhere.
Well, let me put some goggles. Where are the goggles at? Safety first. fucking nailed it.
Cast iron.
And then there's some brand new ones in here. I bought these big old ones.
Carb cleaner takes off Sharpie, by the way. Just heads up. Was and it's roundish.
See if they can see it.
It's kind of round.
Put up. There we go.
It's not pretty, like I said, but it's not done yet.
We're gonna take a rock to it now and clean it up.
But it's at least more round than it was.
That's twice as big as it was.
If you can see it,
Oh yeah.
it's not half bad. Give it a good zeros job.
Yeah. That's gonna increase some flow.
So now we're gonna, I don't know, kid slap this bitch or whatever. Probably, maybe.
Definitely gonna kiss on this. I got a 60 jet. We'll slap in there, see what it does. Put a head temp sensor on it. Keep
What were
all
the three
the
jets? Looks like it's a
60, an 88, and a 96. The 88 and the 96 are for the Wizard kit. I think stock's got to be like 50 something. Plus we
Find
keep
out.
all those airbox and everything on there too. So we will be right back. We are going to pop it up on the bench. There you go. I can speak. Probably do a time-lapse video.
I already took all the wires off, so it won't be like a terrible pain in the ass to do this. Hopefully.
Yep, we've seen us get some things before, so probably just time-lapse this next part. See you there.
So we just threw that kit on, as you'll see in the time-lapse video. Changed the jet to an 88, stock is 78. We'll see, it's a stock carb. I can't pedal now, so it's a push start only vehicle. And we'll see if it starts.
Got the choke on?
Choke is
Off.
now on. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Hey, that was fucking easy.
No lights.
You hear the variator kick in all the way. And the street light even went out. That's fucking quiet!
Yeah, it's super quiet.
What are your temps? How are you looking?
204. You probably
I know it's football.
air filter out.
Almost done. That looks good. Sounds like he's gonna play with the other. Oh. It's so quiet. That big pipe is very.
We'll have to play with idle a little bit.
Did it feel a little better with the?
Yeah, it got to like 240. Change that belt.
Yeah, we'll put the BX on it, but one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's a nice little ripper.
Yeah, you're moving. Oh yeah, good job. That's a kid slapping a hobby.
definitely almost ate shit through that off-road section.
God damn it.
I had like both wheels in the ground, like kind of sideways.
It took me a minute. I got a little head start.
Yeah. I told you it was gonna be way down there.
I wasn't that, I was actually, it was sooner than I thought.
We had a head start. I should have just left this on.
This is all go in.
Is this recording?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I get peed on all the time.
All right.
Alright.
Thing I like about high school.
Thing I like about Lincoln's.
So,
Someone's playing with his Lincoln log.
welcome to Shot Talk. We got Casey, Reno, myself, Andy, Sarah, Jared, Megan, Steve, and Elmer's here. He hasn't been here in a little bit for this. So this one's a little special. One of the people who watches the show a lot, Adam Strait, was super nice to us, and at the Chicago rally, he bought us this Traverse City whiskey for Shot Talk.
Thanks, you fucking brown nose.
I'm not allowed to have whiskey, but I will be enjoying this whiskey.
Yeah.
For those.
Alexis, he also gave us like this simple syrup for it, so she's gonna make us like really nice cosmopolitans with or something.
Yeah, the next shot talk we'll have
Yeah.
old fashioned.
Old fashions. But for now, we're gonna be savages. We're all just gonna do a little shot. I guess Sarah's gonna do the first one.
Yeah, Sarah's
Because otherwise,
gluten free anyway.
yeah, it is. But if we
For
all
sure.
taste it, we won't be gluten-free.
I'll tell you what else is gluten-free, an ass whooping. Now drink some.
Jesus!
He was tired 5 years ago. But that was
He
funny.
was not part of the upfront conversation.
So, but Steve said that this is sipping whiskey. We're savages for drinking.
That's true.
Oh, and don't give me all the whiskey.
Even I feel guilty for drinking that.
Very
do
sure
appreciate
that's
it.
it.
Yeah, it's good. See, no gluten. So, are you pregnant?
Well, since I
Are
haven't had
you?
a period in
No,
5
but
years.
drinking out of the bottle was
Just
fine.
pregnant for 5 years.
Must be nice. It's so nice.
Whatever, as long as I'm not gonna be a dad, it's fine.
Birth control.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a shot list. Thank you, Adam. Sarah's gonna start it out, so we don't have to poison everyone. If you're comfortable with it, if you're not, that's fine.
You ever have like a gas movement that could go either way?
Like pregnant or not pregnant?
No, like you don't know if you're gonna burp or fart. Like you know gas is moving, but you don't know
man.
which way it's going.
Like
it could
an
be
abundance
either
like
one.
right here.
Dude, the other day,
It
Ellie
can be
at the
both.
house, he farted, but you heard it move all the way down.
Yeah, you just real mad at working and farting at the same time while helping somebody. Something like that. I just kept dead eye contact, like that wasn't me. Blame the old guy. So, anyways, you're gonna skip it?
Just in case.
That's fair. So this is from Adam. Thank you. We'll let Casey start. Pass it on. This whiskey is from Traverse City. Adam lives up in that area. It's really funny that he
Reno, come on.
just do a shot that he bought it
It's
for
a
us.
chaser.
Every time
Wow.
That's where he's doing shots, is mixing it.
every time we're in Traverse City, we buy a cherry bottle list for Megan.
We have a bottle of the counter. That's not anything. I forgot to bring it. I
You
love
have a
you.
problem with how I enjoy shit?
Your long
I have
game
no problem.
is fair though, because I currently have
Andy,
nothing.
He was just
also,
saying that
Andy
it
usually
should be
always
a
shows
shot.
up when he takes a shot of whiskey.
Especially
so
for whiskey.
that's why he plugged his nose, apparently.
The last time I
Whiskey
drank
and gold,
whiskey was
you
when I
know?
did a shot of whiskey when Cody left and I threw up off
That's
the
hardcore taking a shot.
bar.
The velvet
It's
of the
gonna
bar.
poison your fucking blood. You know you're gonna be, I want you wrong. Right.
You
Are
threw
you
up
okay?
the shot glasses though.
Yeah,
That was,
right.
Oh, that was the worst part
That's
of my
hilarious.
birthday.
Suck it up.
Oh, wow, this is good.
It's good.
Yeah, that was pretty
Oh,
good.
we need to do picklebacks too.
Yeah,
Thanks again, Adam.
Thank you.
We'll be doing this next time too. So let's get right into it. Our last one was an hour and a half, so let's try to keep answers on topic and a little concise so we don't get too
Never.
Succinct?
succinct. We're not bad. Concise.
The only thing is, the last time we did Shot
Succinct
Talk,
is it?
I
Also.
posted something when
Succinct
Brian
is
was
like
here, we
coordinated.
ended up not doing Shot Talk.
No? Oh, you should look that
I
up.
guess we're not.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Okay.
We can
Sorry,
try and do
yours,
succinct.
No, that's
Well,
fine.
hold on now.
So first question, succinct or concise?
Concise.
We're gonna find out.
Can we see Reno's testicles?
I can currently not.
No. All right, first question comes from Alex Vielhiller.
Who's that?
That's Alex V from Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Is Colney actually going to show? How many grapes do you think I was able to fit in my mouth last night? Favorite best V1 powered moped frame design?
I've got some grapes.
Colney is gonna show.
Colney's going to show, yeah.
Grapes?
14.
I'm gonna say 12.
Well, I've got very small testicles.
Wait, are they
And they've been in his
small?
mouth. And so
Or
that
are
was
they
two.
big?
We eat the, you don't know.
So I'm thinking that if he got two of my testicles.
There's like a
well,
little
he wasn't
big
really
grape, and then
specific.
there's
It's
the
kind of
big
weird.
Yeah, there is two different
That's why
sizes.
I
Was
guess
it
14.
all at the
12.
same time, or was it individual?
I'd say 12.
12.
That's
I'll go
that's,
12.
you don't say
I'm going
how many did I fit in my mouth over the course of the
I
night?
would go with
Clearly,
15 of the big guys and like maybe 20
No.
to 25 little
Of the
guys.
big
No.
guys, like it's the
Hard
Arizona
answer. What's your hard
Cardinals front
answer?
line.
I need to know which side's great.
Nope.
stop
I'm
engineering.
sorry.
Okay, oops, sorry.
Oh,
Don't talk over
If
each other.
you
across the
would have
page.
dropped my
Please.
pizza,
Grapes, go.
I will go with 18. It's in the middle.
Jared said 14.
14.
12.
11.
What?
Good answer, good answer. That's your answer. Yeah. Casey.
I'm agreeing with Meg. I'm going with
No! You,
Yeah.
This is like Price is Right. You can't.
Yeah, I might love those over the showcase. Come on, what was the highest?
Go 13 because it's 13, 13.
19. I'm playing the highest.
Fuck it. Yeah,
They're gonna
13.
be slow, say one. Bid $1,
Concise
one
and
grape.
succinct both apply, because
Succinct is a
succinct
word.
is briefly and clearly expressed.
Succinct these nuts.
What's your guess rating?
What?
What's your guess?
2.
Okay.
You went on the
Well, Alex, you let us
They're
know.
in a bag. It's not like you
Oh,
can
the
fit
answer's not
several
there,
bags
it's
of
like,
that in
it's
your
not hit through
mouth.
5. I see, that's, I'm
We'll
find
find
out
out
the
later.
highest, so if it's above 18.
What was the last part of the question?
There were 2 parts, 3 parts.
Well, we already answered
Colney,
2.
that, and
Will
then
Dolan is a
V1.
child, just comment.
V1, best V1 frame, right?
Favorite best V1 powered moped frame design.
Oh, dude, City
I have-
Bike.
City bike.
They're so sexy. And they
I
sit
just been
nice.
seeing them, like I've seen them all over like this last couple weeks.
Roadmaster's pretty generic.
I
Yeah,
love
you
it
should.
though.
Yeah, you like the bike, but I mean, like, it's just a Motron with a different tank.
Okay, Motron. I'm gonna go with Motron.
Yeah, I do love city bikes because they're like 4 to 6 inches longer than most V1 frames. I used to run a bunch of them, but then they all got destroyed. Matt ran one into. I took him to like one of his first rides in Detroit. He ran into a curb, broke the forks. Someone else ran that same bike.
That was
into
like
a
the
lake curb.
zombie ride, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
long time.
that was a long
Five
time
years
ago.
ago, probably.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of down on city bikes because all mine got fucked. But I'm gonna go Jared and get Motron. I think I've
Hell
got
yeah,
6 of
brother.
those. I love the colors. I love the design, the seats. They're like the Maxi without the frame and the tank. Love it. Motron all day.
Motron.
So should we go back and forth? Should I give my first one?
Oh, you got one too? Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Oh, I think.
well-
Does anyone else got anything for Alex on that one? The V1. So.
I
V1. So let's see.
Okay.
I have
so
one, but I mean, it's not running, so.
The next question is from Jerry's mom.
Oh,
As you know, I have an awesome 2018 Tomos. Every time I brake, the front headlight dims quite a bit.
I mean,
I don't know what that's
when the
supposed to be.
RPMs go down, the headlight is going to dim.
Well, she's new into mopeds.
Yeah. So the
This is her first bike.
Yeah.
Right.
most mopeds,
And-
and 90% of them, 95, do not have batteries. So the amount of power that all the accessories get is dependent upon the RPM. It's not consistent. Urban Expresses, I think some of the Expresses came with batteries too.
Yeah.
Some of the
For
later
turns,
model PA52 Hobbits came with a battery.
And some Tomos just came with shift and turn signals.
Yeah, but that didn't run.
Really?
That was only for the turn signals though.
Yeah.
It didn't run the rest of it. So it didn't run So as the RPMs come down, the bike is making less power.
And you're hitting the brakes, which that has brake lights.
You're turning another lighting
So
circuit.
you're turning on
Which-
the entire motor light.
I think we discussed this in an earlier episode. Someone asked us brake lights. Should you have brake lights or should you hardwire the bike? And we came to the conclusion that we think having all your lights on consistently at all times and using hand motions is actually safer and more visible
Yeah.
than having brake lights. So as the
And
The Harley dudes on the highway I told you about this morning, well, this afternoon, whatever. I could see their hand signals on the highway before I saw their actual turn signals.
yeah, because these
Because
old
they're so
bikes,
little.
they make such little power.
And then you got the big dudes doing hand signal, and they actually have big batteries. I mean, dude,
Well,
he was so big.
They're not big batteries. Those are old Harleys. Those are old like shovelhead stuff. They make they have 6-volt systems.
Whatever our opinion is though, I think just like treats, or just like MA, you kind of have to endorse that if you hardwire your bike, you get pulled over.
You don't,
Well, the science of it is RPMs come down, they dim. You hit the brakes, that turns the brake lights on, that takes power away from
Yeah,
the
you're distributing less power into more circuits, so it's
Right.
going to be dim. And also in Ohio, and this is Ohio and Michigan the same way. You do not have to have brake lights. You have to have lights. The same laws apply to you on a moped as apply to you on a bicycle. So after dark, you need lights, but everything else is hand signals. You don't have to have a brake light. You don't have to have turn signals. You just have to signal what you're doing.
I think the unfortunate problem with that though is that the laws change so much, especially just with these things between the states.
I would say that they like change a lot as opposed to like people don't really know any, like even like the law enforcement, they don't know the law.
It's more. It's not that the laws change. It's the lack of knowledge. And the real difference is, it's pretty consistent in what they require. It's just how to register. It's the place. Everything else is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Because they're often the same era.
The one
You're
big
more likely to
thing,
be hassled because they don't know what it is.
Very true. But we were trying to keep it clean and concise.
one big thing is if you are not,
No.
if you're not comfortable yet to do hand signals, don't do hand signals. I get asked all the time when people are like swirling around, they're like, well, I can't lift my hand up to do the turn signal because they don't feel steady enough yet to turn and hit the brakes or anything. If you're not comfortable with hand signals yet, don't do it. You will cause an accident. Just let the people around you do it. There's plenty of people on the rides.
I didn't do it for like a year.
No, you got to come to
Yeah.
that. But that was our question, so we're going
I'm on.
to.
Yay!
What's up, Lynn?
Come on out and
Reno.
Don't. The way you're hunting my grandmother.
Andy's grandma's a fucking fox, by the way.
Okay, so
on her face a little bit.
His
so
grandma, yeah.
Brad McInnes, Dusty Ring, asked best way to get up on the water skills.
I cannot answer this, so.
Do not.
It's all in the
Well,
thighs.
Phil was doing pretty good at the end. So,
Left ski on your butt, right knee lock, wrap. That's responsive. Well, a little context. We went to the cabin last week. Brad and Nina and Phil and
friend of Phil.
Fred and Phil joined us, and we went water skiing, and it was really fun.
So,
The boys
what
are
are your pro tips?
Your pro tips. You sit like you're on like you're on a
Sit
scooter.
on it. It's like
You
thighs.
sit back like you're on a toilet, and once the
With the rope
pressure,
between the thingies.
once the pressure of the water lifts your ski out of the water, you stand up from the toilet, and then you're skiing. That's the best way to put it. If you really panic, you can go all the way around your butt. It's fine. Just bouncy.
Okay, next question is from Steve. It seems I have something vibrate off of my bike every other time I ride it. I hear stuff about Loctite. Should I use it? And are there different types to use on different parts of the bike, like the exhaust bolts versus regular bolts?
Use at your own risk, and the only unfortunate part about Loctite is I don't care what kind you use, if you're bolting into that engine, the engine is hot, but Loctite's not even going to matter. At that point, you might as well just use any seeds.
Or JB Roll.
I mean, if you really don't want it to come back apart, but the fact of the matter is you want some of that stuff to come
Well, this
apart.
was Steve's question, and Steve is asking this because it keeps happening on your China bike.
Yeah, and especially on your
China, bro!
Especially on your bike.
Well, that is.
You know what the Chinese don't know about? Hardened steel. That whole thing's made out of pot metal.
No,
it's going to
he-
vibrate apart.
He's actually right. Because the only bike that consistently happens to on me is my A55 with a Gila. And the A55, unlike the A35, and especially unlike the A3, is made out of the shittiest, Chinesiest metal. So that it's true though, because the metal is super crappy, so it expands.
Chinesium?
Chinesium. What's that word?
Chinesium.
Succinct? Succinct? Do I have succinct?
Yeah.
We're succinct. No, it's honestly, like Reno said, under heat, it doesn't matter. That shit's gonna come out. But his bike is a 4-stroke, so it does run much cooler.
What
That's
about
true. That's very
his
true.
bolt in particular? Is the bolt that holds his pipe onto the frame, this little thing?
No, onto the motor.
Well, I lost both of those.
To
To be fair, yeah, it was the one that holds the pipe and the bolts that
If
go
you're
on
talking
the
about the
intake.
pipe, get busy with some lock washers, a lock nut.
Yeah.
No, I've used it already, but like underneath, like, you know,
Well, that gets hot, so you
they're
don't
just
Yeah.
disappearing left and right.
Yeah, no,
Buy
it's
stock. No, just-
it's really because it's made out of crappy metal, and when it gets hot, the metal expands and it loses its tension on those bolts. Like, yeah, moped exhaust come loose. It happens sometimes, but it's usually because you have like the back of the pipe pinched, so it's putting undue pressure on the header. I mean, how many times have you been on a ride where you've seen one of these 2-stroke bikes lose their header? Like, unless we're jumping or being really dumb, they're usually on there because the stuff they're made out of is better metal. It's true that Chinese metal, like the A55, gets hot and expands, so the metal expands, and the steel bolt in there just slides right on out. So you could try something like red Loctite that has a 500-degree.
You could try that, or you
permanent, or is
could,
that
yeah,
something?
same thing on the bottom, you could try and fit a small lock.
How
washer or
permanent
something
is
on there,
permanent?
That'll help.
When you're talking
You have to heat it up to like 500 degrees, I think.
Yeah.
to
So,
get
but
it
if you
on.
put that on, like, and something breaks, that's not coming off very
Oh, you'll
easily.
get it off.
You're supposed to, because I read about, like, for the Loctite, for that high temperature stuff, that once it cools down and you want to actually get the bolt off, you just have to use a torch, you heat up the whole bolt, and then you can work it out.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. I would try some red.
But I didn't know if it was,
It's
I
not. You're not
shouldn't
doing
do that
anything
on
wrong.
it.
It's shitty metal.
I mean,
Shitty.
it's gonna make any kind of.
so I just put some
difference.
plumber's
That's-
putty in the threads.
You could put some quick steel in there, but
But
it's.
then that's never coming off.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll still come off because the quick steel isn't going to lose its integrity. It's going to have the same problem. When that metal expands, the quick steel was in the space of the previous. So it's like if the hole's this big and you cram quick steel in there, when the hole becomes this big, the quick steel's going to come out.
What if you heat it up, then put a slightly bigger bolt head?
That's cross-threading. That's not
You,
going to
you
work.
can't heat it up from M6 to M7. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
So, well, maybe that Chinese metal.
We can try.
You'll get in there, and then, then
No, I think your best bet is going to be to start spring mounting your exhaust.
It works.
just help it with tension so there's not so much vibration when it works
Well,
out.
so like, okay, Peugeot, Moby can use spring mount, it's not that greatest. But like when I'm putting Stax pipes on and Vespa pipes, they have just like a spigot and then the pipe clamps onto it. Sometimes that gives way. So a way to give extra power to that point is to like weld a bolt to it. So you have two like points here and then drill a hole in your fins on each side and run a spring up to it. So that way these two things are the only thing. And even if those start to come loose, then it won't be able to vibrate on it, because the vibration is really what's taking it off. So having those springs will keep it pulled tight, and we should be okay.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what I do with like Sax exhaust and I suppose, mostly Sax.
All right,
Yeah.
you're next.
I'm next. We have another question from Lynn.
Oh,
Oh, Lynn.
Lynn.
What is your favorite color?
Purple.
Green.
Big
Grape's a solid sign. Black, or no, gray.
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 Oh, okay.
Yours is gray too?
Hell yeah.
What's your favorite color?
Purple, but like two
Really?
fucking dudes said that, so I'm now.
Lisa
We
purple.
You can only have one
literally
basic
said
green.
the purple part.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Maybe?
it's my bad.
And then
I
they
agree
said
on
green.
life.
Let me.
No, I picked
Hard
it because
answer.
it's the royal color of royalty,
Okay, so
whatever.
blue is my favorite color, but my favorite shade is gray. I would rather have gray than blue.
And listen, if you know Jared, he loves dressing as a storm cloud.
Hell yeah.
All gray.
I mean, technically, rich gray has cyan in it, so it is kind
Holy fuck. What's the next one?
I mean, blue and gray.
Okay, next
Sing along.
So Sarah said, tell us about Roland's birthday moped weekend and his fleet of French ladies.
Is that you, Sarah?
That was me.
Do you
And
want
the
to
Outcast moped that's not allowed in the garage.
I wasn't there, so you guys take
He
it
has,
away.
like-
There were some French.
Oh, yeah.
chicks.
He said that he didn't want
Oh.
this other bike to corrupt the ladies.
Yeah, oh, dude, Roland has a school pole barn. Pole barn?
It's a
Roland's our
pole barn,
scout, by the way.
Yeah, Roland's one of our scouts.
Love you.
Roland has this awesome pole barn. It's like his man cave. It's super cool. He's got like little strip of carpet in the back, his little workbench, his fucking Moby parts all. It's like my dream. It's all Moby parts, not these assholes to make fun of him.
But he has the prettiest moped.
He does have the
He
most
does,
beautiful
yeah.
bikes.
Way
He's
better
got-
than yours.
Then he's just got a fleet. They are not. I have raced his fastest bikes and I have beat them.
Just because you're faster doesn't mean they're better. He has prettier bikes.
Yeah. And then his wife also has her collection of bicycles as well.
I'm too pretty. I just sweet and fast.
What was
Okay,
the one
anyways.
bike
Anyways,
outside?
well, we gotta talk about his fleet of Frenchies. So he's got a couple of beautiful 87s. He's running all 74cc
And he's
air
getting
sockets.
hard on
I'm getting
that, right?
fucking. Ooh, boy, you better keep it in. This is soft material. Anyways, he's got a couple 87s, and now these are all restored, so they look stock. Like, and these are like the old 60s bikes. These aren't like the ones like this. They're all 88s original. They're old bikes. He has them all.
10 years ago. All those Moto McCain guys are just jerking each other off.
Now I'm fucking jerking them off.
Yeah.
Bring it on. What's wrong with jerking dudes off? Anyways,
Totally legal.
If your circle jerk needs a pivot, man, right?
so just throw a Moby in there. I'm fucking on it. Yeah, so he's got a couple of 88s. They're gorgeous. They're all restored. They look stock. They got 74cc kits on them. Beautiful bikes. He's got a couple of AB10s. They're really nice, repainted, pretty fast. He's running like the big 74 aerosol AB10 kits with the clutch pulleys. He's got all the fucking works on them. And then he's got two AB88s fully restored. The AB88s were prior to the AB7.
I
which
don't think I've
before-
heard that before.
AB88s, before there were restrictions on mopeds. Yeah, they look the same. They come, yeah, they look like an old Cadillac down there.
Yeah.
And they look like an AB7 because you can bolt one right now.
Mhm.
But they were before that there were restrictions, so it wasn't like, okay, this can only go 30. The AB88s are like, this is a moped just rides. They did like 40 stock. They had 14 millimeter Guteners on them, like the stock 87s had 10 millimeter Guteners. So yeah, they do like 40 stock. He's got them all restored, stock carbs. And the cool thing is with the throttle, you push it forward and it chokes the bike. So you get it running, you know, and then you can throttle that up. They're really nice. And he has one Honda. He has an Urban Express, but that's not allowed in the bar. It has to stay
It's
outside.
outside the bar.
Yeah, and he has this little lean-to, like, I don't know, roof thing off to the side. He has like chairs and stuff on there.
Yeah.
And then this little bike is just like off
Like
to the
leaning
corner.
against the side of
Yeah,
the wall.
he didn't mention it all weekend. Like he's showing off his bikes. He's so proud. It was super fun, you know. But then I was like, dude, isn't that like a Urban? Why is it not up in the garage? It's not allowed next to ladies.
Meanwhile, and rides. It's a Honda, so you can leave it outside. It's not. It can handle the abuse.
Well, those French ladies are just, you know.
Leave a motorcade outside. Why don't this fucking thing start? I don't
The
understand.
belt's wet.
Guess I gotta ride the Urban Express to get parts.
Okay, next
And
one.
also his wife made some really good breakfast.
His wife, they were so kind to all of us. They were
The
so much
food
fun.
was great, the animals were awesome.
We went frog hunting in the middle of the night.
Oh my
That
goodness.
was a
Gigging?
huge
Did
frog.
you guys go
We
gigging?
caught this bullfrog, like I swear to God, the size of a
Nice.
small cat. And then we caught like
Weird.
other
Like,
5
weird.
frogs, and some of the
They're
frogs were
really
still the
racist.
size of your hand, and the bullfrog ate one of them.
Yeah.
And just the 2 legs were sticking out, so we grabbed the legs and pulled it out of the bullfrog's mouth.
It was the biggest goddamn one.
It's fucking
Like,
huge.
they're like, look at this bullfrog, it's really big. And then they show me, they open the thing up, and they're like, no, we caught a bigger one. They're like, where's the other one? Which is legs. They'll eat anything they can fit in their mouth. They
Yeah,
don't
and at
fuck.
one point in time, like, maybe you should, because they're like, oh, we'll just leave them in the bucket stuck overnight because they were gonna race them the next
There would've been
morning
one left.
at the frog festival.
One frog
where
to
they were
rule them
racing
all.
them. And I'm like, maybe you shouldn't leave that big guy in there with them. Like, it'll be fine. And then they open the lid and like, no! I told you.
They ate the fuck out of that other one. I think you're on, right?
No, that was.
Oh, that was you?
That was, right? Yeah, I said that was your.
Sorry, it's hard to keep track. This one is from Logan Snowflake Hammer, also one of our scouts. Who's that? He's a little bitch.
Love you.
Yeah, he
Buying
is.
your Tomos.
He said, if Matt Brandon was a sandwich, what kind of sandwich would he be?
Salty.
And what size would you eat with him? Pickles, chips, fries?
That's tough. There'd be no cheese.
Well, hold
no
on.
mayonnaise.
Yeah,
See,
no cheese.
Brad responded, Dusty said, that's easy. He'd be a peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich.
Oh, I don't know, man.
No, that would be a cold.
Ranch
You
on the
can't-
side.
You can't have any cheese on it, like Jared said. No, okay, listen, I have the best answer for this.
Just
You
peanut
guys
butter.
remember when he was eating that hamburger at fucking Doc's?
Cold
He's a
dry
fucking,
burger
just like a dry hamburger.
with ketchup.
He is a so
You gotta be
true.
drunk as fuck.
Look, in that moment, he was truly happy.
He was so happy.
So the answer is a dry hamburger.
Yes.
He is a so true PB&J that's been waiting in your locker over the weekend, and you remember it when you get home, and you really want it, but it's so far away, and you know that you can't get to it. That's what the sandwich meant, right?
I'll give
It's
that
too
brand
far
a little
away.
bit more credit than that.
You're longing for it.
It's a damn good sandwich,
I
but you
don't
know you're not
If
gonna
I
get
think
there
about
till
a
Monday,
sandwich,
and it'll
it's
be
the dry
spoiled by
hamburger
then.
that he ate when he was fucked and he needed to eat, but like open mouth chewing.
He was so happy.
He was so happy. Okay, so Alex V, again, tell us your thoughts on your first Pittsburgh wedding cookie table. Listen,
They
all I'm
had
gonna
sugar cookies.
all I'm gonna say is open bar. Don't remember it.
Oh, dude, the
All I
cookie table
gotta
is
say
dang.
is,
I don't like
Sarah, I got a
sweets, though.
story for you.
Not really either, but I was fucked. I was like,
Tell you in a couple
oh, that
days.
like.
I'm sorry, I didn't eat any of the cookies
I like
because
cookies.
I don't really
I
like
did.
sweets. I saw it though. I do remember seeing it.
We should probably explain what it is.
Yeah.
It's a tradition, and it's a Pittsburgh native tradition.
Is it Pittsburgh
Native.
or is it like their?
Or is it Alex?
Native. No, it's
Or
a
like, are they, like-
Pittsburghian thing.
Is it?
Because
I'm
they wanted
not
the
sure.
pie. They
Is that
got
it?
the pie.
Yeah, and like everyone's supposed to bring different cookies, and the cookies are supposed to represent your heritage and stuff. They're cool.
No,
But
it was-
too busy drinking.
They were super fancy. Like,
Actually, you're ecstasy.
yeah.
Legal.
It was.
Totally legal. Always legal.
The presentation was amazing, but I am sorry. I don't really eat sweets like pretty much
I'm
ever.
down like 8 chocolate chip cookies.
I popped a couple.
That's
They're
awesome
good.
that you could eat them too.
Yeah,
So they were
yeah.
gluten free.
Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison, one of his groups was great.
I myself.
The whole dinner was gluten free except for like one thing.
Yeah.
Dimension. I don't
Yeah.
remember the cookie table.
These guys, you know, as they're doing the speech, is this a good time to take legal drugs? So they did.
That's what it is.
I don't know. I just remember, oh, we're gonna close the bar down while we open up the food table. And before the speech was done, Andy and I were like, we're gonna get drinks for the table. We walked up and got like 4 drinks for ourselves for dinner. That wedding was amazing.
Beautiful.
It was so beautiful.
The
Congratulations
Hawaiian-
again.
Hawaiian tea,
Yeah,
music,
no.
gorgeous, everything
The
about it.
ceremony, I'm pretty sure I cried the most, but Alexis cried. I saw Casey cry.
The wrestling
Pretty sure you teared up a little bit. I don't know about you,
I got
but
teary.
I was weeping like a baby.
You're just gorgeous. One, they were amazing hosts to their guests. Not only was it gorgeous, but they were such good hosts.
The bathroom.
Oh,
Flip flops,
yeah.
girl. Love you.
Yeah. They had like these little
There was-
like care packages for people like
Oh yeah, we had condoms in the men's bathroom.
Well, they had
Oh, we
like
had
flip flops
condoms,
for the ladies, they had like, feminine products, they had deodorant, perfume, like there was condoms in there too, but like there's a whole bunch of awesome things like that you can freshen up with.
Yeah, it was very
They
nice.
work inside out, don't
They had any cocaine?
No, they don't.
No.
Well,
Dude,
That's nice, you know.
don't do that. Okay, moving on.
Anyway.
We only had legal drugs.
Yeah. Yes.
Legal
Yeah.
drugs, yeah.
Nothing illegal.
Nothing, no.
Steve again.
Damn.
If the White Claw shortage becomes a full-on epidemic, how are the Zeros prepared?
Henry's.
Oh, Cody answered this one.
Okay.
Kill 'em.
Easy. I've been stashing discontinued mango wickets for over a year now. It's true.
Yeah. So hard
And
seltzers.
so I saw that
mango
answer, and when I
fuck's
Googled
sake,
it, the
just
shelf
drink
life of White Claw is unfortunately only 1 year.
What about mango
Wow.
wickets?
That's what they say about
Okay,
mayonnaise.
but like.
I know, I don't know what the real
If
shelf life
if
is.
there's nothing happening, and if I
Advertising.
have to drink an expired White Claw,
It's happening.
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, you're on the hunt for me for an OG 4 Loco. How long has that been expired for?
People still drink it, yeah.
I'm still working on that one. My little cousin, he's in college, and he always goes, oh, me and my buds get together on Mondays, and we get noon, we chug a 4 Loco. And I was like, noon?
At noon.
I was like, dude, you don't know, no, he's, now they do. I was like, dude, you don't know what a 4 Loco is. He's like, no, man, it's like 12% alcohol. I'm like, yeah, you don't know what a real fucking 4 Loco is, you little bitch. 18% with 6 shots of espresso.
Shout out to Andy's nephew.
You don't know what it's like to wake up in a college neighborhood with dead white girls on your lawn?
They had a niche market. They were gonna help you overdose on one or the other, caffeine or alcohol.
Dude, they were brutal.
Nobody else was in that market, they got there.
They're the first salute your podcast, we were sponsored by 4 Loco.
Yeah.
And there was a
Dead bodies
robo.
everywhere.
Okay. David Lewinsky, one of the founding Zeros. David, name edited. He's one of the guys that found the Zeros. David used to rally in a Speedo. That's like, as soon as the ride was over, he always had breakaway pants, pulled pants off, shirt off, and just walk around in a Speedo.
Fuck that Speedo, by the way.
Reno had some rough times on Speedo.
Nice.
But he fell asleep in the robo of 4 Loco. And I had to get in. He's a big guy, not like that. He's a big fucking muscly dude.
He's tall.
He's pretty tall. He turned purple, blue and purple inside the rowboat of 4 Loco. I had to retrieve him from it. They're like, I think your friend's dead. I'm like, he might be. But yeah, 4 Loco.
So this next one, I'm gonna say, is all pretty bad. I don't know. Andy, you're a history major, so. It's from Matt Graham.
Oh, great.
The Industrial Revolution changed the face of the American novel forever. Discuss and cite specific examples.
Mark Twain.
Okay.
Heavy spell line.
What about Who Goes There? That was a novella that the thing was based on, and it was from around that time.
Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Cite specific examples.
Those are 2 explicit.
Well, like you're supposed to discuss them. too.
Lovecraft.
Who was going to discuss it?
Huckleberry Finn.
That's from around that era.
Yeah. I'll support you.
I'm not saying like, oh,
I think he just Googled fancy words.
No, I think he was like, these fucks are gonna be drunk.
No, he's looking at his phone while he's working some burnt asshole in Arizona, because that's what Matt does all day, every day.
He works burnt assholes.
just works burnt asshole.
Matt Brad. Look him up.
I mean, when he was here, he was
Love you,
wiping
Matt.
butts.
I
When he
didn't-
moved there, now the butts are burned, and he's still wiping them. So. But he makes way more money than me doing that, so keep on keeping on.
Keep on those spicy butts.
Keep on those spicy burnt butts. I think I'm next. This one's from Greg Goki. Proper etiquette when throwing a Tomos dumpster party.
Only if it's rusty.
Also, there's no such thing. Let's move on.
Succinct.
Hey, do run. Go ahead, hate him.
Greg loves his dumpster fires.
You caught a Tomos on, or well, okay, I'm not gonna, after I said that, it reminded me of something else, but you said, like, didn't you burn a Tomos before?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
also, he caught my Tomos
That's
on
what I thought he was
fire.
going.
He did.
No, never would have
This
down.
is multiple occasions Andy has lit Tomos. up.
Yeah, but the first time.
I was on it.
It's right there. It's still in here.
Listen, it was this whole ordeal. He was like, yeah, let's just check for
for
spark.
spark.
And there's like a puddle of gas where he was checking for spark. It lit on fire. I was on it. I started
Correct.
crying. Sarah hit
That's
Andy.
also
We
right.
dumped our last beer on the fire, and then we all started fucking
Put it
like
out.
I just did
That was the
this
first time I
stuff.
used a. Yeah, I threw a fucking fire extinguisher at it. Well, I used it.
And I would never
You
let
were
that
very
down.
excited.
No,
That's pretty dope.
but the proper way to do a Tomos dumpster fire.
It is not having somebody on the Tomos.
Yeah, is we used to do these rallies back in the day, and we would take a shitty moped out to a shooting range, and we would just fucking light it up for a couple hours, and then we would fill it with gasoline any way we could. We'd fill all the bullet holes with gasoline, what was left in the tank, and then we had this giant fire, and we'd give it a Viking funeral.
Wasn't there like a frame here that you...
There's somewhere in the shop, there was an express that we did it to.
Oh, express.
But it was so
Okay, I'm
rusty,
sorry.
by the
I'm
time the
sorry.
fire ended, and these are massive fires, the frame was completely gone, huge, and the case was all like, the aluminum had melted into the shape of the fire pit. It's in here somewhere.
Yeah.
For these guys having done that many times, these dipshits did not realize that 22s do not, they don't penetrate and they don't stop. They bounce off.
Was that what Josh Walker's hit himself with?
No. David Lewinsky and I got hit at 22
That's
by
why
22 rounds. Because the 410 was the only thing like heavy enough to punch a hole.
Well, that was the Gorelli, because that was actually made well, but the
So it fragmented,
Three or
you got
four.
hit by the
It
shrapnel?
didn't, they were bouncing
Yeah.
right off of
Is-
it. We didn't notice until Dave and I got
yeah,
hit.
you were down right, fuck! Something hit me. But the Tomos, they went right through because it was a shitty frame. And the Express, they went right through too, but the Gorelli,
Slovenia.
the Gorelli was a tube frame, so it was thick boy. And yeah, only like that turkey gun, and I don't know guns, but yeah.
All right.
Succinct.
This is my last one
It was a
on my
succinct
post. From Monty.
You'll see Monty in a few days.
Core writing / safety principles to help reduce your chances of face planting in traffic. Riding gear, pre-ride inspection, solo versus tandem versus group riding, lane positions in spite of OHBMBs within 3 feet of the curb laws. The bike goes where your eyes go. The nature of the gyro effect and turns at speed. Hand signals and when to use them, etc.
Good question.
Pump your tires up and don't run into anything.
I think we kind of covered this last week. The last shot. He has kind of the same question at the wedding, but I don't think, when he posted this, I don't think the last YouTube video, he hadn't seen it yet. Because we covered this in the last one after Travis's accident, that's why it was.
Oh, you also address hand signals and like.
My big thing that I check for every single time I get on a bike, because I used to ride my moped every day to and from work, if it was above 20 and not raining, check your tires. Scariest thing was turning into the work and literally my tire almost fell off of my bike because I rode it so much and didn't realize I had to tighten the shit down. Tighten your stuff down, just do wiggle, shake, make sure you're
Well,
good.
that's another thing, like with what you asked, like, yeah, shit gets loose. You gotta make sure you
Mhm.
Yeah, these are not high quality vehicles.
No, and like I was going for about 2 years before I was just like, oh yeah, maybe I should, tighten some stuff down.
I mean, no matter what anybody tells you, though, there's always going to be mishap. Like, you look over your bike every time you get on it. It's always a good idea to check everything out. But then you go for a ride and something falls off, and you're like, you get back and you realize one bolt's holding your triple tree together. Like, there's just some things that you're not going to notice, or the bike's not going to change.
Also,
or feel
you can't
different.
really anticipate like seizing.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's gonna happen. You're gonna come
Speak for
into.
yourselves. I ride French bikes.
Hashtag never sees.
I haven't seized, but I'm just saying,
I don't
like.
got time to see. Everything else is
I'm
fun.
pretty sure
Would you
Amanda
guys ride
soft
Baker's
seized on one
dozen?
of your bikes.
She soft seized on one of my Tomoses.
I didn't seize.
Well, you didn't seize, but you also weren't on a motorcade.
I would never ride a
You have ridden.
Got rid of it.
It's still here. It's right there.
I got rid of it. You don't understand. You can see it.
Another thing, like, command your lane.
Yeah, the 3 foot roll from the curb.
No.
Fuck
No.
that shit.
I
Kick
like
cars.
riding up against the yellow line.
Go stand at 3 feet next to a train. and
You
tell me if
cannot-
that shit go past you.
Also,
You
I would.
cannot miss me if I am literally in the center or more towards the inside of the
People will
lane.
pass you in your own lane.
I wouldn't really suggest riding solo unless you're an experienced rider, because the first time I rode solo, I crashed. I thought that it was my fault, but it really wasn't, and I called Andy crying, and it, like, I thought that my bike was broken, and it wasn't, but like, I just didn't know.
No, there's, yeah, there's one year.
So wait, does that mean I'm an experienced rider?
Trying to work every day for a year.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a cyclist too.
Yeah, I was a
I'd say-
cyclist.
I would say, like, where the left tire goes of a car, that's my spot. That's where I go. If I'm by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in a pack, it's like, well,
Right,
obviously you're kind of
doesn't
floating
matter.
around. But like, pick a lane.
Command it.
Well, that's another
and
thing, you gotta
yeah,
know your
stick to it,
pack.
yeah.
If you don't know the pack that you're riding with, don't try to make stupid motions and like be
No, we-
squirrely and shit. Like, if I'm riding at a rally, I will hang to the back until I can fill out the group, and then like maybe like if my bike's faster, sorry, I'll like. If it's faster, like I'll like get a little more willy-nilly with like, okay, I'm gonna be with this group, I'm gonna be with this group. But in my experience, I always try to like feel out everything before.
There's always a terrible rider.
Yeah.
And you don't know that terrible rider until you see them riding, and then you can identify where you want to be in the pack.
Yeah.
If you're in a pack, do not ride in the center
No,
of the lane.
never.
You go one side or the other side. There's two guys. You are in the center. I want to literally hit your bike and knock you
Yeah,
over.
you see
Purposely.
a huge line, 2x2, and then there's a one person kicking along, and I was on a slow bike without the baffle.
And if you're on a slow bike, know your role in the pack.
Yeah. So since
Get
my Robert Grant
to-
videos, if you don't have a baffle, fuck you. Fuck you.
Up here.
Well,
Also,
walking.
if you're a slow bike, try to get to the front of the pack at red lights, stop signs, all that stuff, because
Then stay on the right.
Stay on the right.
stay on the right so people can
Not the
pass
middle.
you. Because if you stay in the back, you're gonna get left behind, and I somehow tend to end up the bike in the middle of the fast pack and the slow pack, keeping like
That's the
stuff
safest place,
together.
because you're in
I
front of the bad
love
riders in
being
the
in
back,
that.
and you're not up the guys trying to swing
Yeah,
dicks.
but you don't want to be that bike that everyone is waiting on, and everyone's gone through the light, and now you're not safe solo by yourself way at the back. Try to get to the front so that you're not always.
Yeah, that way, it's a game of momentum.
It's like a
If your-
slinky.
Yeah, if your bike can only be
Yeah.
30, that can keep up with the pack if you're not having to re-accelerate. Like when the pack slows down, just kind of meander up front. So as your bike accelerates slower than everyone else, you're not accelerating to the very back of the pack and just getting further and further.
And it also hinders the group that you're riding with. I remember one specific rally where I was in charge of the back, and I was fine with that, and I knew the route, but the person that was at the very back of the pack was only going 25, and I felt endangered by just like, hey, like, come on, we can't see fucking anyone, but you were the one that decided to bring this 25-mile-an-hour bike, when we only ride like 30 to 35.
And we say, you can bring a stock bike, but it needs to go 30.
Yeah.
That's
So like, if you bring a bike like that, you have to expect to be left.
Yeah.
mine did a
Because,
good
like, I
job in
was
St.
like,
Louis, man. Like, people were in faster bikes than me, and I still
yeah, it's
well,
a
but
game
your
of
bike
momentum.
was like 35 though,
41.
right?
41.
Yeah.
So I was.
Yeah, but St. Louis is a fast ride. So like,
St. Louis is-
St. Louis was awesome.
St. Louis is big.
I fucking
What
love
is
that.
the etiquette for like a minimum expectations? I mean, I would think at least a pipe and a carb upgrade.
No, I mean,
I wouldn't even say like upgrades or
Depends
anything.
on
It's
the
just
bike.
like the miles per hour. Like if you can like hold 35, that should be fine unless people are blasting 45 or something.
You
I think that's more reasonable.
you give me a stock
Yeah.
maxi, I can make it go 30.
It really falls on the leader of the ride. Because
Yeah.
if the leader's
It
giving
falls on the
42,
group.
and
It's a
there's,
group,
like,
but also
all
maybe- but
bikes
if they
that
tell
you're
you, like-
expected to do 30.
Like for us, we say, look, we will go slow, but slow is 30, not 27, not 23, not 25, 30. Then go there expecting to go 30. If you can't, don't go there.
But there are rallies where they're a lot faster than that.
They're holding it at like 40, 45.
Yeah, fuck, well, I went to a rally recently where I was in Chicago.
Chicago is a fast rally.
Chicago, yeah, I was just Chicago, and like Arturo did the Batman ride. He led it Friday night, and he told everyone, he's like, "This is what we're doing." And then like half the pack got lost, and I heard them bitching. They're like, "Well, they went too fast." He's like, "No, he told you what he was going to do.
Mhm.
You weren't prepared."
He set the
Yeah,
expectations.
and
like,
he
you
did
gotta
exactly
be
what he was going to do,
on
and it
it.
was fucking awesome for people who could keep up.
Yeah, I
But it
mean-
wasn't like you were unprepared. You
For
weren't.
every person who sets the proper expectations, though, there's a ride where someone says the pack speed is 35, and then motherfuckers bring 50-mile-an-hour bikes and they're doing 50.
Well, that's another thing. Like,
Like I said, it comes out of
we
the weight.
ride at like 30, 35, but we'll have a blasting point in the middle of the ride.
Yeah,
where,
like this is where you open, and then we stop.
Then we
Yeah.
go to the same stop sign.
Yeah.
But you're still talking about like something within reason. I've been at rides where everybody who knew where we're going just left people behind.
Yeah.
People from out of town,
That's
movies.
shit.
And that's
That's bad rally hosts.
Yeah.
And that does happen. You can't get it. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. The most important thing, I always think, when you go to a rally is be prepared.
Yep.
Have a phone that has a full charge, know where you're going, and have a chain. Because if your bike breaks down and you didn't know where they were, like you might not be on the rally route, it's fine, lock your bike up and call an Uber.
I mean, I've done that with
There's
our
telephone poles
rides.
everywhere.
Like,
Yeah, it's no big deal. It happens. I do that.
Try
Like,
to keep, if they have the paper itineraries, keep one on you. If they don't, before you leave, like a lot of the times they post up on the Facebook group thingy, like this is our stopping points or something of that nature. Take a screenshot because especially out here in the Midwest, you can get out in the middle of nowhere, you have no cell phone service, and now you can't find your way back.
you gotta figure it out. I mean, and I've gone to rallies with some people who we were like, we knew we weren't gonna give up the pack, and we were like, that's fine. We know what's gonna end. We'll get, like Joe Peck and I did that at Sleeve Ports.
we did that in Atlanta.
Yeah, we did in Atlanta too, but at Sleeve Ports, Holly had gotten lost on the way to the halfway point, and I went and found Holly out in like the woods, got Holly back, and then I got a flat tire from all the crazy shit we were doing.
Oh, it's just roaming.
Yeah, she was literally just like, she was having a fucking blast. You know, this is like, I had like a Boost mobile phone, so like we weren't like, we think the water's that way. We're trying to get the hills, we're like, there's Lake Michigan, we're going the right way. Yeah. It's like we found our way to the halfway point, and then through our little adventure, I got a flat tire. And I don't think Joe even brought a bike. Because he flew in, you know.
Yeah.
So I had to put my bike on the trailer, and Damon Freed was like, got this stock solo, you guys want to ride it? So we did. And we rode this thing dubs like 35 miles back to camp.
You guys like riding stock dubs, right?
Yeah, it was good. We were skinnier then, Joe and I.
Mhm.
He's a vegan, so.
Just talk about bait.
I'm talking about you.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
And you just take bait and then race bait.
In
About
Atlanta.
finish. In
I
Atlanta.
got to ride Dubs and Casey.
No,
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe and I, so like the ride was going all crazy, like, well, we knew where it was ending, so like we took a straight line. Because that bike wouldn't idle, it had a fucking bandana, because their solos are variated. So at stoplights, if we absolutely had to stop, Joe would lean over and pull the motor up with the bandana to keep it from stalling. We were waiting for traffic, most of the time he'd just stand up over me so you could see farther. Like, no car, and we just ran all the stops, like 30 miles, beat the ride back to camp by like 5 minutes. It was awesome.
Nailed it.
Kill it. Yeah, we were just like, we knew where it was going.
This is so succinct.
Oh yeah, we gonna say.
We're doing good.
Yeah.
We're almost done, I think.
I mean, I'm done. I don't have anything else on my phone.
Dumpster fire. Chris Bowling. This guy keeps posting on our group. He doesn't seem to want to listen to anybody. No offense. He says, how to replace the front wheel bearings at Kinetic.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do. It doesn't matter what fucking bike you have. You take everything apart, put a punch behind the bearing.
You can also
You want to grab that little thing we use for head tubes?
look it
That
up.
could work.
It's sealed bearings. It's literally like
Yeah.
taking apart loose bearings is kind of complicated because there's races and different parts to it. Sealed bearing is a fucking
No,
bearing.
I put sealed on
Yeah.
the fucking watermelon.
It's just pressed
Yeah.
in. Knock it out. Read what it is. Go get a new one. If you really want to be technical, you can use this tool.
Oh,
They sell smaller versions.
yeah.
It pinches down, goes through the little hole, then expands, and presses on the bearing, and that'll push the bearing out. But all you can do it with a fucking screwdriver.
Yeah,
Put the screwdriver behind the bearing, hit the screwdriver, bearing is removed.
I'm pretty sure I use this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Don't make it more
Don't make it.
complicated than it is.
Oh, Jesus.
That's how you remove a bearing.
Oh, dear.
Doug P. Wilhelm, if the Earth were flat, how many Tomos engine rebuilds would it take to ride the entire
Steve
circumference?
answered that one.
And Steve said the diameter is 25,020 miles, the circumference is 78,600 miles, courtesy of Flat Earth Society.
That's why.
There you go.
Because the Flat Earth Society said that there's a circumference, and to have the circumference, it has to be circular.
There was every winter, the moped community
Matt.
collectively finds a new group to troll.
I'm gonna say you're not gonna have to rebuild it at all, because Tomoses are
We'll
fucking
do
dope.
it. And I don't know, because we can't get on Flat Earth Society stuff anymore because we got kicked off all.
I'd say 2
Yeah.
rebuilds to
It
get
was
you.
like, 2,000 bored mopeders in the winter invading every Flat Earth group.
Wasn't it like a Florida trying to ban scooters, but
Yeah.
kept calling them mopeds?
We got on this, there's like, there's some island in Florida, and we
We
all
troll
got on
sometimes.
the group, it was like Macy's Island or something
Yeah.
like that. And like everyone from Moped Army got on the Facebook page, and we'd just be like, fucking with these people. And they were like, yeah, see, we got all this support. Look at all these great people who want to get rid of mopeds. And like Charlie Buzzard was just going nuts. It was super fun.
So A3 would make it all the way around the world. A35, 2 rebuilds, you might be able to make it.
Oh, we just got another comment. How much chain tension or slack should there be? Sorry,
A half inch to an inch.
Yeah. You gotta remember something like a bicycle where the back wheel is,
Yeah, you just
rigid.
kind of, you
Yeah.
jiggle it a little bit.
Yeah, Jared's big one. Just
Want
a little-
some play.
Like, we got a half inch there.
Because when the
That's
shocks
good.
compress, the swing arm's gonna move, so if it's really tight, that's gonna put some stress on your sprocket. And that won't, it'll wear down your sprockets faster, which is kind of inconsequential on moped because it's a sprocket, and I'll last every other part of the bike. But it will ruin the seals and the bearings.
Well, but also if it's too loose, it'll pop off.
So pop off. So, inch
And
half
if it's
inch.
too tight, it'll break, so.
But, okay, extending from that, it's not that chain, but, right, the pedal chain, that's
Tension.
yeah. So how do you guys feel about tension wise?
As long as it's not gonna pop off.
Yeah, with pedal chains, who gives
My
a shit?
tension
As
is-
long as it
Yeah,
doesn't
so-
pop off, you're good.
Yeah, you just find
It
the
really-
middle, start wearing the middle.
Even if it's not perfect,
How
as
many
long
of
as
us are
it
you
cranks the
running?
motor over, who
I
cares?
actually-
Yes, exactly.
I love it.
I mean, yeah, but like, I know Cody always recommended that.
Haberfin, shout out. Smash the like.
So glad Alexis is not here. Yeah, you want about an inch to an inch and a half, because you have to think that like when the swing arm is at rest, like it's, that's gonna be one tension, but when the shocks give, the swing arm's gonna move, so it's gonna put more tension on the chain. So you don't want it so tight that it's gonna pull off. So inch and a half. A little bit, about the bottom.
Is that the last one?
You got anything else?
Logan asked another one.
Can I have another shout out?
What was he gonna say? Like, is anyone buying my Tomos or what? Is that what he was gonna say? Logan.
Parts or queefs?
Queefs all the way. I'm veg. Like, veg all the way.
It's not as funny. It's not dick and queef jokes, it's dick and fart jokes. I'm not saying queefs aren't funny, but it's
Queefs
not.
are weird though.
It's not, that's what I mean.
You've never seen a
It's-
queef come?
It's funny,
It's just
but
like,
everybody
you-
feels the shock.
I don't know how to like, this is like, I don't know how to like suck in the like air in my vagina in order to make it queef. It just like happens sometimes.
I've got a video of a lady smoking a cigar. Maybe we could watch that a few times.
Cake farts.
Oh yeah, just like the tentacle porn. That's
The old lady's pussy.
Whatever you're into, it's fine.
I can't even.
Meg loves tentacle porn.
I do not.
Send it to Meg.
Didn't know what it was until this fucker.
What's up? Introduced her to
Can I
a
get
plan.
the whiskey?
You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Hey,
You do you.
Coley, sit on my face, please. I've loved you every day since we've met. Just sit on my face.
So anyways, this is the bike that someone will own by the time this video comes out.
Yep.
It It works, the lights work.
It was so close.
Video, tremendously fatal there. Our neighbors are unloading tomatoes.
That's a freezer. It's not.
There's tomatoes in there.
Yeah, there's
literally
there's-
tomatoes.
They have a lot of produce on that.
Do
Yeah,
they? Okay.
yeah.
I've only seen them unload like freezer shit.
Come to Zero
Container
Shop,
makers.
see tomatoes.
Jesus, don't look
Fucking
at
hey.
that.
Anyone got anything else?
Hail Satan.
Well, again.
How do you change the sealed bearings in a kinetic wheel?
We're gonna go to the 5th story of the shop. We're gonna throw a kinetic wheel off it. If that doesn't remove the bearings, I don't know what we'll do.
You
Anyways,
catch them on fire,
Sorry.
actually.
I don't mean to be offensive, whoever you are.
thank you again, Adam, for the whiskey.
Yeah,
That
bro.
was super fucking cool. And everyone else, when I was at the Chicago rally, I probably had like 20 or 25 people come up to me and ask us questions about the videos or give us compliments. I really appreciate that. That was super
That's
cool.
awesome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until then,
Hail Satan.
what does your ass say?
Do it. Do it.
Oh, Jesus, fuck.
Oh, Jesus.
Hail Satan! Hail Satan!
Thank you and good night.
And that's the Zeros signing off.
Hey guys, I'm Meg. You haven't seen me much this year. Jared and I are preparing for our wedding next year, and by Jared and I mean I'm preparing for our wedding. Jared's not doing anything. But I am going to be at CBBG, and I hope to see a lot of you guys there, and hopefully something else in the future, but I don't really know. But in this video, you see Andy working on a Peugeot, Jared working on a Honda. There's a little bit of riding where it's really windy, and it's so bizarre because it was like I said it was windy or something, and then I got And we also had a fundraising event for our prospect Travis, where we raised a little over $1,500. So thanks for all of your guys' support. We couldn't get the video of the raffle into this video because Andy did it Facebook Live and blah, 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 whatever. It'll be in the comments. But I guess that is all from Toledo this week. So as always,
Hail Satan!
hail